Dokkan Battle is a game with inconsistent categories, and a lot of you have a lot of things to say about those categories. I'm in the process of making some longer videos, so I'm sorry for not uploading. That's why I'm gonna let you do all the heavy lifting. Let's see what you have to say about Dokkan's inconsistent categories. The top 2 comments are about exploding rage. My favorite is the kid Gohan, who has exploding rage as his unit tagline, yet isn't on the category. Now this is a totally random character, because this person is talking about the SR Gohan. But I totally get it. He's not on Exploding Rage, even though his name is Exploding Rage. And they even went back and added on new categories onto this Gohan. He has Earthbred Fighters and Demonic Power. It's not like you're ever gonna use him either, but that makes it an excuse for the character not to have the category, and it sets a very dangerous precedent. Oh, this character is gonna be trash, so let's just forget about him. Jiren has a meltdown and tries to kill innocent bystanders because he can't control his emotions. Not on Exploding Rage, by the way. I won't even talk about this one. You tell me whether or not you think Jiren should be on Exploding Rage. Okay, I can explain why MUI Goku isn't on either Full Power or All Out Struggle. From what I can tell, Full Power in Dokkan doesn't mean the strongest form of a character. It's classified in 2 ways. Either they use an attack that usually is either very destructive or causes them to lose all their energy afterwards, or it's a transformation or form that requires them to use a lot of energy. UI doesn't fall into either categories because none of his attacks he did in the anime used up his energy to the point where he would get detransformed. Other than the Kamehameha he used on Kefla, but that was stated to be the toll of UI and not the energy problem. As well as the fact that UI only occurred for Goku when he was pretty much running out of energy. It's basically a last resort when he runs out of energy. Now Goku isn't on All Out Struggle because again, he didn't really use that much energy for UI, so he wasn't going all out. As well as the fact that he wasn't struggling at all in any of his fights. Goku was never getting overwhelmed by his opponents because it was tough for any of them to hit him. And even if they did, it was just a clash and nothing else. Due to UI Goku not getting overwhelmed by his opponents ever in the fights we saw during the Tournament of Power, he was pretty much constantly just stone cold for most of his fights. Alright T-Man2116, you make a good point about Full Power. However, what you think isn't true because the categories are inconsistent. It's just way too hard to try and get a grasp of what they're trying to say. You said that Full Power can mean attacks that make people lose energy, but the new STR Blue Goku and Vegeta aren't on Full Power. Even though Goku and Vegeta lost all of their energy after doing big attacks, which is what forced them to fuse. And this isn't a dig at you, alright? This is just Dokkan being Dokkan. It's not your fault that Dokkan is dumb. But you are wrong about MUI Goku. Look at him, he's struggling. This specific Goku, like MUI specifically, he should be on All Out Struggle. Wait a minute, this comment makes a good point. Why are Tech Goku and Frieza and Int Frieza and Goku on Full Power? They got no more power, they're just boxing. They're just boxing. Boom, boom. Since we're on the topic of the Tournament of Power, some people said, hey, shouldn't everyone be on Battle of Fate? They are fighting for the fate of their universes. This is a category that the game doesn't want you to take very literally. Battle of Fate doesn't really mean Battle of Fate. It means cool final epic battle to decide everything. The fact that 23rd World Tournament Goku has Bond of Parent and Child is fucking hilarious considering his ass doesn't even have a kid. This is because Grandpa Gohan has Bond of Parent and Child. This is Dokkan being consistent with themselves because Bond of Parent and Child for Grandpa Gohan is like Kamehameha for Master Roshi. That's his trademark. Being the guy to raise Goku and then die. There's a lot of comments that mention how Vegito and Gogeta aren't on pure Saiyans, but Gotenks is on hybrid Saiyans. I think this is a case where we have to take the category names very literally. Technically, Vegito and Gogeta are not pure Saiyans. They are 100% Goku and 100% Vegeta combined into a 200% new guy. That would make them a pure blooded Saiyan. Gotenks is a fusion of Trunks and Goten, who are both half Saiyan. So Gotenks is still technically a hybrid because he's half human and a half Saiyan still. While Gogeta and Vegito aren't really pure Saiyans because the category is probably referring to the fact that they're pure-blooded by birth. But wait a minute, if modified Saiyans are hybrid, then wouldn't that make Gogeta and Vegito and Kefla also hybrid because they're now two Saiyans combined into one? And what about these guys? Connected Hope still confuses me to this day. Yeah, this category doesn't make any sense. You think that this category means one thing, but it actually means another, but then that other thing is contradicted by another thing. You think that it means that it's everyone's last hope, like everyone is believing in this one person. But clearly not. Trunks isn't on here. But Mai is on here. But Trunks is also on here when he's Super Trunks. Isn't Trunks supposed to be the hope of the people? He has a sword made of their energy. What requirements are Mai and Future Gohan meeting that Trunks isn't meeting? Requirements that he does meet when he goes Super Saiyan Grade 3. He's still the same guy. Ah yes, STR Future Gohan, who did not protect the Earth, nor shoot a Kamehameha, nor be Goku's successor, nor be a naturally gifted warrior. The reason why he's not on successors is pretty simple. It's because he's not successing anything. Everyone else is taking up a title, or has a title, like Frieza succeeds his dad, King Cold. Vegeta is a successor of his father, who was king. Goku isn't a king. But it's stupid how he's not on the other categories. Future Gohan is on Connected Hope, and Future Trunks is not. Future Trunks is on Earth Protecting Heroes, but Future Gohan is not.
I will protect Earth.
Of course he should be on Kamehameha. He uses it in his active, and every single game besides Dokkan acknowledges that he uses the Kamehameha. And Gifted Warriors? Don't even get me started on that stupid ass category. Why is every single Gohan not on Gifted Warriors? That's the prodigy. That's the guy that introduced the concept of humans and Saiyans creating prodigies. He created his own transformation. Transformation Boost is one of the most egregious examples of how the categories will defy logic, seemingly just for game balance reasons. For superclass characters, it is specifically only for characters who transform within their intro, passive animation, active/standby skill. However, for extreme class characters, it encompasses literally every character who isn't currently in their base form. I don't really have anything to add on to this. This is a very true comment. So many superclass characters are robbed of transformation boost because game balancing purposes, because 90% of the game would be on transformation boost. But villains got nobody, so they have to put them on there. And honestly, who cares if 90% of the game is on there? That's better for the game, so you can actually have a transformation boost team. Let's go full power, the LR that isn't on full power category. We Saiyans have so many limits, we're not on full power when we say we are going full power.
We Saiyans have no limits.
Clearly, they do have limits because they're not at full power. Now this comment is important because it made me realize something. This is a really obvious realization, but I didn't really think about it until I was making this video. Characters have their categories copy and pasted to new versions of themselves, and sometimes the game just doesn't add anything onto it. AGL Goku and Vegeta didn't have full power, and then when the new STR one came out, they just copy and pasted all the categories over, added on some more because it's a tag unit, and then said, yep, that's good, and they called it a day. The same thing for Int Frieza and Goku. They didn't change up any of the categories, they just added on things that Goku and Frieza would both fit on because it's a tag unit, and then they just boom, there you go, characters done. The worst example is STR Blue Evo. He has every single category from the Int Vegeta, with nothing changed. It's the exact same categories. The reason why I bring this up is because I think it has something to do with characters being on categories that they should not be on, or not having categories that they should be on. Gotenks, for example. Gotenks has historically always been a part of hybrid Saiyans, so even though it doesn't make sense, they're just always gonna have hybrid Saiyans. Vegito and Gogeta have never been a part of pure Saiyans. It's weird, but it's Dokkan trying to be consistent with its own logic. The logic is always changing, so it doesn't really work when you're trying to apply the logic for one character that isn't applied to another character, because it just doesn't match up. Don't forget Janemba, who isn't on demonic power. Meanwhile, TUR Vomi Android 21 is on demonic power when she isn't even in her Majin form. Would it be pronounced Vomi or Vami? Because her name is Vomit, just without the T, so this is Dokkan being Dokkan again. They want you to take this category very literally. When they mean demonic power, they don't mean demonic power. They mean literal demonic power. Those guys with the pointy ears, any Namekian, anyone who knows any Namekian techniques. The reason why 21 is on demonic power is because she transforms into a Majin, which is from the demon realm. And characters who transform have categories from after they transform. Cause it would be dumb if this guy went Super Saiyan, but he wasn't on Super Saiyan, right? In my last video, I talked about how power beyond Super Saiyan was inconsistent between Daima Goku and 10th anniversary Vegito. You can throw Super Gogeta onto this too, because Goku goes Super Saiyan 3 in his 18 ki, but they're not on power beyond Super Saiyan. Some comments have tried to explain this. Daima Goku has an active skill, and the other guy just has a super attack. This is not true, but it's not your fault for trying to explain it. It's Dokkan's fault for not being clear with it. As other comments have pointed out, AGL Bardock goes Super Saiyan 2 in his active skill, but he isn't on power beyond Super Saiyan. You tell me, man.
We'll defeat you!
I especially like this comment because you can tell he's the most mad at it. I got comments about rapid growth, and to be honest, I forgot the category existed because it sucks. Technically, every single Saiyan should be on this category. They all get strong really fast, and they have freaking Zenkais. You have to remember that Goku arrived on Namek with a power level of 90,000, and when the planet blew up, he had a power level of 3 million without Super Saiyan. But not every single Saiyan is on the category. This is probably for game balancing purposes, but hey man, they need it. This category got nobody. It seems that characters that are in it are either characters who get strong very fast, or characters that learn very fast. That's just what I'm assuming, because the game doesn't really tell us anything else. But I know I'm probably wrong, because Goku isn't really on this category, and he's the rapid growth guy. Broly isn't even on here. That's the other rapid growth guy. You know what Broly does have? Miraculous Awakening. It feels like these two categories are interchangeable, and even though they can say the same thing, they don't mean the same thing. You can have a rapid growth into a miraculous awakening at the same time, which is what happened to Broly. But he's on one thing and not the other one. All of the androids, including Cell, should 100% be on Earthlings, and I will die on that hill. Yeah, the category needs more characters. Plus, they put Dogman, Shu, and Devilman on Earthlings, so I don't see why the androids can't be on Earthlings. Janemba is literally born from a machine that broke, and he is not artificial lifeforms. Technically, it would be an artificial lifeform, because Janemba isn't really like a person. It's a thing made out of a bunch of other things. This is like if Bio Broly wasn't on artificial lifeforms just because he came from a machine. Also, the Cell Juniors are on this category, and Cell gave birth to them. So would that really count as an artificial lifeform? Also, freaking Boo is on artificial lifeforms. Come on, man. Character is not part of a saga category. Yeah, all of GT's baby saga, only Shadow Dragon is a category. Oh, that's my bad. I should have mentioned that in my first video, but I forgot about that because GT sucks! Hey! Nah, I'm just kidding. This is one of those cases where it's weird that they don't have the category, but it does make sense. If they were to make a baby saga category, who would even be on it? They'd have to dedicate a whole celebration to that too. Nobody's gonna want to summon for LR Rildo. They probably went with GT heroes and GT bosses because of this reason. They knew they could milk the Shadow Dragon saga for all it's worth. I mean, it's got this and this and this. But all the other stuff, they didn't want to dedicate time to LR Rildo. It's the same reason why 23rd World Tournament Goku doesn't have a saga category. They're not gonna make a whole category just for 2 or 3 characters. They're gonna do it for 10 characters instead and then never touch that category again. Int, Paragus, and Broly aren't on super bosses, by the way. Like what? Wait, these guys suck. They don't even have movie bosses either. Goku was holding back because you can't kill. Jiren wasn't, as he made his intent clear after trying to take out Universe 7, and then got the nastiest combo in Super inputted on him. That's a really funny explanation for why MUI Goku isn't on full power. Just thinking about Goku letting himself get beat up by Jiren just for fun, because he knows he can take it. Well, that's it. After making this video and scrolling through all these comments and looking at the categories and playing the game, I can only come to one conclusion. The categories will always be inconsistent, because there isn't really a definition for them. So the solution I said in my first video. The thing I think would really improve the categories though, is an in-game explanation of the categories. Won't really work. Whatever logic a category has, Akatsuki will bend it whenever they need to add it to a new character. And then when another character contradicts that new logic, they change it again, and again, and again, and again. Oh, this character got strong really fast and he unlocked a new form. He's actually on rapid growth. Oh, this character got strong really fast and unlocked a new form. He's actually on Miraculous Awakening. The context is just always changing, and we'll never really know the true meaning of it unless we're the ones designing the unit. Anyway, that's it. There's no meme or outro this time. It's just gonna be a very unceremonious cut to black.